fast forward, you come more. Our channel is so has a GH Politics Avenue. Podcast stories are trendy up. When you make headlines and a jemre na EDB exumo ewa hasi. Any dim ahombroxy muse and a kanya. We say so subscribe to the channel. Hit on notification bell so mama share. Now fair for front so answer and to make be any dima unia young queen simu. Ye queen sima unia communicate be at me ababetra a year TV3 na watimi achere konya Nana dan kwa Akuffo efa so a otimi kan aye NPP amayekuo no mpanyimfo no nyina ano etum onua a enenya asem goto akra no kire se ni handkerchief bia ekuta na ota use pa white handkerchief a ota use pa no na se bia so se bia nya do osusu se eye bibi pote na odi hankin aye kese juju senti no so yi hanki na opruma obi eni ho a obetimi akanta no we ni free on so na kunya bia na hye ne kema na baby obako bia no na wo yi akunya no atena so no ni nyina na ede de pefi se papa no na ejuju na odi ebu oman no enti na ema o kan ni party form payimfo nyina ano atuma katate she proye kankan na ekoso nyina no omutimi enka no yenkumo nwura nsem nim abra papa na jemre na oboyin chirimu GH Politics Avenue
who has destroyed NPP, and people don't want to hear this. Look at the legacy that he has built, the empire that he built, leaving behind. Feisty people who want to fight, who are agitative. That is, I have known Addo for a long time. And when I saw him first, I was kind of, I watch people a lot. I'm a good observer. First, he had this handkerchief on his, have you all seen that?
Yeah.
And every time he had this handkerchief on his shirt. So I was wondering, is it a pancho or whatever that he always... And then when he became a president, he had this chair, the stool, that everywhere he was going, it was in a car. And I was thinking that, what is it? Because people are not asking these questions. What is it? If you are a very observer, you ask a lot of questions. Now, seeing that, do you realize that in Addo's time, even in NPP, nobody was speaking? Do you notice that? He sat on everybody. Nobody was speaking. Nobody had a mouth. Now that NPP people are talking, at his time, nobody, even Akuffo could not speak. Because when Akuffo speaks, he didn't listen. What happened to him, I don't know. But that is what happened. His character shown in his leadership. And I think that moving forward, we need good leaders, servant leaders, who will build communities. Because we've been polarized, like I said, who will listen to everybody. But joining it to Alan, I think that he's shown himself to be a very humble person. He's come a long way. I like what he did when it was a movement by appointing that young guy to be his vice. You remember?
Yeah.
We heard of Kwame saying that he was contacted. So it means that Alan is looking for a young guy who can link with the current generation. That means he knows his weakness. One thing in leadership is that I am a very calm person. I've never been angry in my life. I'm always cool. Now, if I want a vice president, if I'm a president or I am a CEO and I want a vice president I'm hiring, I'll hire somebody who is aggressive, who is feisty, because I need somebody to complement my weakness. And that is what Alan did. So from that angle, I can tell that he knows what he cannot do. And that is also one part of leadership. You should know what you can handle and what you cannot handle, when to cry and when to smile. And I think that moving forward, even if he doesn't make it at his lifetime, the party will be there. And one day, people will look that way.
Let's do some messages. I'll give the final word and we'll wrap up for clear and obvious reasons. This one here, Desiree Marvin Chelsea, I think you're a member of the United Party. You're responding to, I think it was Prof who said that, Professor Sapon who said that they shouldn't target the NPP. Says, we'll target the NPP. We'll target the NPP. And Ibrahim...
He's protecting his own. He said,
we'll target us. And Ibrahim, you say that these strategies are really helpful, wonderful education. And another one, here, you say that they will target the NPP 24/7. You can cry. It says okay, a lot of you are talking about boycotts. We are not discussing boycotts here. It says, Prof. Sapon, I like this, your advice to UP, but the way your predictions were very, okay, we are not talking about predictions here. Another UP reincarnated is also here. Musa Batwa from Asawasi, you also sent a message here. You are saying that kudos to Alan Chemantin for taking a bold step to form a formidable political party capable of competing within Ghana's current political landscape. Considering the caliber of person he is and his remarkable track record in public service, I strongly believe he has something meaningful to offer to the nation. The Real United Party has truly come to stay, and I wish them the very best in their political journey ahead. And some more messages then. Ebo will wrap up for us here. Interesting.
Are you going to target them or you not target them?
Interesting comments. You want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, what Alan and his party can do, particularly Alan, is to be noted for something. He must be prepared to take an issue and deal with it and be known for that.
Absolutely.
Because it was Mandela who said that any man who changes his principle, because they say they are centric party, they will be here, they will be here. Today you are here, tomorrow you are here. Mandela said that any man who changes his principle, depending on who he deals with, cannot be a good leader. And so he must come out and be known for something. And by so doing, he will begin to attract people of like mind to him. That is one way by which their party can survive.
Okay.
But he should target it with the NPP.
For us.
Quite honestly, we take every advice on board. I mean,
and it's a good thing that we've used the whole time to discuss Alan here.
Yes,
it's made the party relevant.
Yes. So it is always good to listen to people and what they offer in terms of advice. So, yes, Prof, we take your advice on board, but we also add ours, you know.
Of course.
And as we said, certainly if you're a political party, you need to target groups and target individuals to have votes. And certainly we are going to target our political parties, even though Prof is scared that we're going to target NPP more.
No.
We are going to target every political party, and even beyond the political parties, those who are not doing politics, we'll still target them, because at the end of the day, it is the people who are going to determine who will be the leader of this country, not the political parties per se. So I take that on board. But let me also say this, that you see, the young man, the young MP who said that they want to take this matter up, they want to go to court.
They want to go to court, yes.
I want to advise him. You see, so far you have been playing friendly matches with NPP. If you don't want us to elevate it to the World Cup, we'll do it. and so if they really want to, want us to take the matter to the World Cup level, we are prepared to do that. And so I will advise them. I mean, we have chosen a name. You see, NPP should also realize that the United Party was made up of 7 political parties. GANs were part of it.
Of course.
Elwes were part of it. But you say your party is Dombo, Dankwa, only 3 gates. I mean, I'm from Fantaland. I don't see myself in there. I don't think the grants also see themselves there. I don't see the Elwes see themselves there. So if you can't see yourself in NPP, see yourself in the UP. And that's why ours is a broad-based centrist national party. That everybody is welcome. We need people, because at the end of the day, what is important is that we are all yearning to serve this country, to make sure that we elevate this country to a level that all of us desire, given the kind of resources we have and the kind of the potentials we have. I believe that if we're able to do things right, this country would be the country we all want to see.
So people don't go with the misconception that I was not for their targeting
of the NPP.
Yeah. We came here to advise. My advice to them was that if their only existence is going to be hinged on targeting one political party,
and that's not what we are going to do.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think that was the point you made.
Yes, to our viewers and to your good self.
Yes.
The point is that
they are more likely to benefit.
No, the point is that in real life you must choose your battles. There are some battles which, when you go in, you have a bloody nose.
They rely on peer advice. So their peers, what their peers tell them is what they do. Their attention span is 8 seconds, 8, and then they are done. So they need quick feedback. That means that when they take a test, they like video games, they need their results back immediately. So their thinking is going to be different. Now, what many people do in the advanced world is that if we're able to convince such a generation to vote for you, once they vote for you, they become a member of that political party. So at 18, the person votes for the Democratic Party, they are Democrats for life. If at 18 they vote for Republican, they are Republicans for life. So how do you get that generation, the alpha generation? That is what these political parties should be looking at. The other thing that I look at is that if you do comparative analysis
the comparative analysis, look at Alan, and then look at all the 5 candidates of the NPP, and then compare. Look at Bawumia Samoa, the general secretary now of Alan's party, and then look at JFK. Even though I know JFK went to my school as Okatechi Opokuare, then compare. Look at Sadiq, the chairman, and then look at Tim. There's now somebody who is acting for Tim, and then compare. So you can see that Alan has a team that is solid. But how do you grow that team? He comes from Ejusu. So in political party, you have to work on that, your hometown. You should never lose your hometown. Get your hometown right. Get somebody there who will stand in your hometown to win. And then once he gets that, then he goes to the same UP party. The way it is going now in MPP, clearly, it is rigged in favor of Bawumia. He will win. Because you have the same delegates that voted for him, that massively, they are all in the system.
They agree to that himself.
No, but that is comparative analysis that we do. You know, statistically, we do that variance and all those. So if he wins, then there's somebody at camp. Because if you look at the insults and the feistiness that is happening in MPP, then the Kennedy supporters are going to be peeved if it is not fair. That is a chance for Alan, you know, to reach out to Kennedy so that if he promises Kennedy to be the vice, then you can have a split MPP. Then there's the push factor from NDC that has to help the new party to collapse the MPP. So politics, tactically, that is how it works. It's a game of power and influence. And if the way things are going, it doesn't look good for MPP. It doesn't look for, because the name UP has been taken. Most of their members are in UP now. If you compare, Ebo, for instance, I knew Ebo when I was at UCC, when Christian Checha was Deputy Minister of Education. Because Christy was a good friend of mine. I launched a book at UCC. I've been writing all my life. And Christy was coming, she came to chair it. So if you look at people who have broken away the secessionism in MPP and quality of people, and then they have let them to go just like that, that they did not have others to bring them back, it is disintegrating to understand that this party one day could be bigger than MPP. Why? Because they thought they were embarrassing Alan. I know of somebody who sponsored Alan. He came all the way to vote during the elections, where he voted from UK. Alan has 0. Yes, Alan has 0. So they thought that, okay, they were embarrassing the man, and now he's found a way. I said it on the Fear Apocryph's program, Vim Ladies program, that Alan's political career was dead because even Shada beat him. But now look at the way he's been able to turn things around. Okay. So, yes, we can have a third force, because politics that I know is the moment. When the moment brings somebody, you know, unfortunately in Africa, we talk about being on the line. Oh, we better watch it. I've been here for a long time, so we can't be on the line. Politics all over the world is not like that. It's the moment that brings somebody. And when people capture on the moment, yes, everything is possible in politics. We can have a third force.
Okay. One CEO, also a senior at the bar, who is, I don't know whether I can mention his name. He says that since the United Party is coming out of the NPP, is it fair to suggest that what we have left of the NPP is now the divided party? He puts into brackets DP. Good morning to you.
I know the person.
UP versus DP,
DP. But let me come to AB now. And AB, the point that many people make is that you, the main parties, you don't care much about the smaller parties. You only use them at IPAC when you get them on your side. Then, depending on how the numbers look like, you use them to muscle your main contender where necessary. I mean, it looks like United Party would likely be an ally of your party.
An ally?
Yeah, I mean, because if you are to pick us against, if you have to pick between NDC and NPP, you're likely to agree with NDC. Or maybe, what do you think?
That's a good question.
Well, Ghana, since independence, has always been predominantly a two-party state, even though in terms of a constitution, we could be a multi-party state. But in practice, so you're either a socialist or a capitalist, you're either an Akromaist or you are a Dankwabuzaist. So that has how it has been since time immemorial. And so there's not going to be a three-party state. There will always be these two. But with the two, you have new parties replacing them at where they are. So NDC has replaced Nkrumah's party. They can also replace the Dankwa part of it. But it will always be true. The reason is that Ghanaian voters have always, and you hear this often, we don't want to spoil our vote. Not that the candidate at the third party is not good, but they feel that it is worthless because at the end of the day, that person will not win. So why don't you go to those political parties that have the potential to win? But I want to say the political strategists who advise the movement for change to outdoor their party in this moment when the NPP itself is in disarray is a master planner. And if you want to know if the NPP is in disarray, watch and listen to the vituperations coming out from the camps of the flag bearership race, particularly Mahmoud Bawumia and Kennedy Japan. In fact, it's not the two of them per se, but they are followers. That boy, Miraculous Abuaji, has a toxic tank, you know. So I wonder why Bawumia still keeps him at the forefront. I'm not saying sack him, but such a person cannot elicit votes for you with such tank. But they are enjoying it. But in all these discussions, how did we get here? And people are shying away. There was one Akuffo who, when he took over the reins of this party, brought it to where it is. And we warned him. The high-handedness with which he managed that institution called the NPP is what has brought us to this day. And I think that when people begin to ask questions that, is Ghana ready for a third force? Ghana may not be ready for a third force, but Ghana will be ready to replace one of the dominant parties. Ghana will be ready to replace one of the dominant parties. If you look at what has happened, and Prof touched on it briefly, but he didn't hit it on the nail like I am about to do. Those who are forming the UP party, not the UP tradition. Now when you are using UP, one is a tradition, one is a party. Are the intellectual wing of the NPP that have broken out. And you saw him doing some comparisons. Take this one and look at this. Take this one and look at this. Take this one and look at this. That's the intellectual wing. That is the wing that would have been in the business of thinking for the regeneration of the party that have been left, that has left. Those who are there now cannot be compared to those who have left. You have the Abronians who are there still managing the affairs. The Wuntumis managing the affairs of this. You see, in a political party, you need a two. You need a two. Because when you say, oh, these people are weed smokers, let's not mind them. But you get to know that this weed smoker can help you win elections.
They have a tongue.
They have a tongue too. My chairman was telling me how when he was going to, during assembly elections, as a member of parliament, his candidate was losing. But the one who was winning was amongst the weed smokers. So one of the weed smokers came and said, Papa, you're not weed. And so they agreed that the police should come at a certain time and then logo him, then parade him in the town. And that's what they did. When they paraded him, his candidate won. So that's a strategy from a weed smoker. So,
and it worked.
It worked. So you need both sides. But I'm saying that where the intellectual wing lives and there's only the other group there, you can imagine how that party will sink. The NPP itself too is not even helping itself. I mean, those in power, they are parliamentarians. We had this situation before. In the days of J.H. and Co., Aprako and Co., they turn around their minority into majority. Is that what these people are doing? They are not helping. So, I am saying that this group that has just come up, the UP party, has a bright chance to replace the NPP if the advice given by Prof. Smart and given by Prof. Enoch are heeded to.
Okay.
And for me, I'll be happy to have a replacement because when you look at the makeup of the NPP,
we ayan sama horo timi ko so channel no so mamno ase so jemre o hara sene so ba de ndia dumbi edumania onia ye besan ba wura mu ne asoma kwanson ko so kra aha GH politics aven